Paul, I've got a tough one for you today.
Okay.
I would like to know your favorite character out of each book in the Heir to the Crown series.
Ooh.
Starting with Servant of the Crown.
You mean like each book in every single volume?
Yeah!
Okay, well then, that's going to be challenging. The main character in the first book, of course, is Gerald Matheson. And he, I suppose, is like me in a lot of ways. And so I think he's my favorite character from that. Sword of the Crown, of course, is about Beverly, who's fun to write, who's a different take on things. Then we get into Heart of the Crown. And I would still have to go with Gerald. I think his story arc is interesting.
What about Ulrich?
Ulrich is interesting too. I mean, he's certainly interesting to write, but in terms of my favorite character, I would still go with Gerald.
Okay. Shadow of the Crown.
Shadow of the Crown, it's got to be Nikki's story, because there's a whole story arc. In essence, she is the Shadow of the Crown.
I know, but Revy has some really neat scenes in that
Yeah,
one.
well, I mean, a lot of them have some really...
Running across the parapet. No, what's it called?
The rooftops of the palace?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a difference between his favorite character and what's the most fun character to write. A good example is in Heart of the Crown. There's some really fun interaction between Revy and...
Aubrey?
Haley.
Haley, yes.
Right? Which is the beginning of their sort of relationship. So it's a lot of fun to write. Fate of the Crown, I would have to give that one to Aubrey, because we delve into her background and how she comes sort of full fruition with her magic and learns more about her past, her family's past.
Burden of the Crown.
Burden of the Crown... That's a tough one.
Why is it tough? It's a different story because there's no actual battles in that one.
It is, and I think I want to say Gerald because he's so central to the plot in that one, in Burden of the Crown.
For me, it's Anna, because she has to decide between her heart and her head.
Yeah, but once again, that's fun to write, but I think in essence the story revolves around Gerald, at least the later part of it does.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of interesting.
Defender of the Crown.
Defender of the Crown, that refers to Haley.
Yes.
I think I would have to give that one to Haley, to be honest.
Fury of the Crown.
Fury of the Crown, that deals with the aftermath of
The
Haley's
invasion.
defense of the invasion. And I think I would have to give that one to maybe Beverly, although Heward has some interesting stuff in that one as well, Sir Heward.
War of the Crown.
War of the Crown, that's the big end of the big battles and everything, and I might have to give that one to Albreda. She's got some interesting stuff going on in that book.
Triumph of the Crown.
Triumph is actually the final battle.
I was going to say Triumph's the one with the dragons.
Yes. That definitely has dragons, and I'm going to have to say the most fun writing in that one was Casbury Ironheart, the dwarf, which... If you haven't read the book, I'm not going to tell you why. But
A Guardian of the Crown.
Guardian is another tough one because there are multiple storylines going. I really enjoyed writing what was happening with Beverly and Aubrey and Aldwyn and their storyline, but it was also interesting to dive into the background of the enemy, the Helvarian Empire.
That doesn't happen till Enemy of the Crown.
Yeah, sorry, that's Enemy of the Crown.
Yes.
I'm getting
so
my
go
books
back
mixed
to
up
Guardian.
now. Back to Guardian.
Yeah.
Guardian was... Oh yes, there are 3 stories going on in Guardian.
Yes, there's 3 stories.
Oh, I think I'd have to give that one to Gliznak and his the stuff that happens in the Far West.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.